Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us in this webinar. Let's wait a few minutes, 2 minutes, to make sure everyone is here in the room. You have the chat and the Q&A boxes to write the questions. If you have some during the webinar, please feel free to ask whatever you need and whatever you want in the chat and the Q&A box. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me well. If you can see my screen also. We are also live in YouTube, in our YouTube channel. Um, I'm sending the link also if you want to follow us there and to see there. Of maybe if someone is having trouble here in Zoom, you can go over there and well, follow the webinar. Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I see that it's still people going in, so let's wait a few minutes and then we can start. Okay, good morning to everybody. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me well, if you can see my screen. Thank you for being with us in this webinar. We'll be making a set of webinars during these 4 weeks. So we're gonna start with this one that it's about racking solutions for every roof. But we're gonna be changing to solar modules, to inverters. So we're gonna be checking all the technologies and all the equipment for solar projects. So thank you for being with us. Please, if you can share in the chat if everything is okay. You can also make questions in the Q&A box. So whatever you need during the webinar, whatever your questions are, please feel free to put them in the Q&A box. And well, let's start. So my name is Carlos Hernandez. I'm the commercial coordinator, the international commercial coordinator here at Mako Solar. You have here my email. I'm sure you know Jimena and Felipe that are our commercial engineers, that you are completely in touch with them via phone, via email. Also, you can contact them if you have any inquiry, any request for a project. So yeah, please feel free to contact us if you have any project, you need a quotation, or if you even have just some questions or doubts about the products. Yeah, please feel free to do that. So we are here in this webinar to review the racking solutions for every roof that we manage and that we work with, and to show you how they work and the advantages they have for every type of roof. Okay, so I'm gonna start first of all for the people that doesn't know and don't know very well what is Mako. Well, Mako, it's a wholesale distribution company. We sell to all Latin America and the Caribbean. It's a company with almost 100 years. Sorry about this because it's 1922, almost 100 years of being founded. It's a company that sells more than $100 million per year. We are more than 700 employees, and we reach more than 30,000 B2B customers. This is very important because we only reach B2B customers, okay? We don't sell to final customer, only to other companies that reach those final customers. This is Meiko. We are 7 divisions that are commercially divided and commercially independent each other. Okay, I see that there is no image. Please confirm that you have all image. Please, if you can confirm in the chat. I see that someone is telling me that it hasn't the image. If you can hear me well, please put it in the chat so I can know that everything is okay. Jimena or Felipe, if you can also help me with that and let me know if everything is okay with the broadcast. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I think maybe you have a problem with your internet connection. So, well, as I was telling you, we have 7 commercial divisions that are completely independent each other. What we share is a back office that it's basically financial, administrative, and logistics, but completely different divisions. Well, as you can see from solar, that is the one we are here, to home appliance, hardware, food service, liquor, automotive, and mass consumption. So this is all Meiko. And the question is, well, what we do and what we work in the solar division. We exclusively are dedicated to distribution of solar equipment. And this is very important because we don't develop projects, we don't do installations, we don't do consulting. We only distribute and sell products, okay? So we work basically with the professionals in the solar field that are the installers, the developers, the EPCs, that do all this job with the consulting companies, okay? So we never develop projects, we never design, only we work with these professionals to make these projects happen and make them real, okay? Where we do that, we do it in Latin America and the Caribbean, as I will show you next time. So what Mako Solar offer to our customers is basically convenience and accessibility. This is very important because we try to have everything that you need for a project in our inventory constantly. So you don't have to reach 4 or 5 distributors or 4 or 5 manufacturers to buy from different places in the world. You can have everything you need from us in our Miami or Panama warehouse, and then you don't have to buy from 3 different providers. So that's the first thing. The second is the experience in custom logistics. We are a company that it's been working for 100 years in logistics. We are very capable and very experienced in this field. So this is very important because we can ship CIF to wherever your country is. So yeah, this is very important. Also, we can sell FOB exports, but mainly for the CIF sales, this is very, very important. High quality cutting edge technology is also very important because we only work with the best manufacturers in the field, with the best warranties, with the best support. And that is very important because you can be sure that all the equipment that we are selling and we are offering is the best you can find in the industry. And then warranty and support, very important because, well, the warranty is close related to the brands we work with, but the support is very important because we are a company, as you see, that it's very solid, that it's been here for 100 years. And you know, when you're buying equipment for a solar project that is gonna last 15, 20, 25 years, that the company you are buying with is gonna be there in the 15th year, if you have a problem, or in the 10th or in the 20th. So Mako is not gonna let's say, vanish one day to another. So you can be sure that we are going to be there for your support during the life of the project. Okay. Uh, Here is our strategic location. Basically, we work with two warehouse for the international market. Our main hub right now it's in Panama, in Colon, Free Zone Colon. Right now we are shipping to 21 countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, all Central America, all the Caribbean, including Bahamas here, Barbados, Aruba, Curacao, Jamaica, Santa Lucia, well, all the islands in the Caribbean, and also part of South America as Ecuador and Peru. So if you have projects that are not only in the islands or in Central America, but you are developing projects in other countries, you can be sure that we can reach those countries and help you with all the equipment. Okay. Uh, well, that is Mako Solar, a brief introduction of what we are as a company and how we work. And well, let's get into matter regarding the webinar. So, well, as you see here, these are the main roofs that you can find in the solar industry, well, in the market, and each roof has a different challenge. Okay, so each roof needs a different solution, a different racking solution, and we have all the inventory, all the solutions that you're gonna need to be able to install in all these type of roofs. So we're gonna review each one of those and see which are the solutions, which are the advantages from one another solution, in order to you be clear and know when you are getting a project and you are starting to design which are the best solutions you can have, and then you can also talk to us and ask um, which type of solution we think it's better for your project also. Okay, so we're going to start with the flat roof. The flat roof has three main challenges. The first one is the roof leaks. Normally the owner of the building doesn't want you to drill your roof, because drilling the roof means that you're going to have leaks in the future, maybe not in the first or second year, but in the 10th, 20th year, you're going to have problems. So normally this is a big problem. We know that, for example, in the islands, this is very common to drill the roof because you need more support for the structure, because you have the hurricanes or, well, high winds. So you have both solutions if you want to drill or if you don't want. The other main challenge is to have the right angles, the right tilt angles for the modules. So if you are roof, you are flat, you need to get the tilt that is correct for your project. And the third one that is the most important of all is that the structure can handle the wind loads you have. So this is also very, very important. Uh, right now we work for these type of solutions with Unirack and with K2. In Unirack, we have the roof mount as it's the initials RM solution that we have in three different presentations. So the first one is the RM5, that it's 5 degrees of tilt. Then we have the 10 degrees tilt and the DT, that it's the solution that it's two-way or well, the two angles that it's east to west oriented, okay? So these are the three solutions from Unirack. It's very easy, as I'm gonna show you. It's basically um, a a bay. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the parts, but it's a bay where you put the counterweights, the ballasts, and in that way you don't have to drill the roof if you don't want it. If you want to drill the roof, you can do it to have more support. And the parts are very easy, are very low. Well, the quantity of parts are very low. So I'm going to show to you this next one. From the K2 solutions, we have the S-dome, different angles from 10 to 15 degrees angles. That it's the one you see here. So we have rails. In this one, you don't have rails. I'm going to show you that later on. It's let's say the standard solution for one tilt and one orientation. In the D-dome, you have is the same solution, but you have two orientations, normally east to west. This is very, very interesting because you can fit more modules as you don't have to get and you don't have to put a distance here. You can put more modules in the same roof. So that it's interesting, and also the way you can generate the energy, that it's a flatter generation curve. It's very, very interesting. Okay, so these are the main components of each solution. From the UNIVAC solution, it's very, very easy. You only have the bay. In this case, the RM5. So this is the RM5 bay. You have a low part of the bay and a high part of the bay. So the module, the frame of the module is the one you see here. So the module goes from the lowest part of the bay to the highest part of the bay, and that's the way you give the tilt to the modules. So you only have the bay, the ballast, that in this case you can select the ballast as you want. If you want to be concrete, you can do it by in concrete or sand or water, whatever you want. As the important thing is to put the correct weight inside the bay. And then you only have as components the clamps and the bolts to fix the clamps. So it's only three components. Really, really easy. If you need, depending on the type of the project and the location, if you need the wind deflector, that is going to be the fourth component. That it's very important. It only depends on where it's going to be installed, this solution. Okay, that is the RM5 solution. Regarding the components of the K2 system solutions, that is the S-dome and D-dome, you're gonna have more components, but are really, really easy. So you're gonna have the dome V-rail, that is the one that it's on the roof, in direct contact with the roof. And over, on top of that, you have to put the dome V bracket, that it's this piece that is going to be doing the tilt and the elevation of the module. Okay, and then over there you just have to put the mid clamps and the edge clamps, depending on the or the positioning of the clamp in the layout. Okay, and for last, you're gonna have the mat V, that it's a EPDM part that you're gonna put underneath the rail to support all the ballast and counterweight that you're gonna put on the top of the rail. Okay, so this is also very, very easy. Is not complicated to install, really fast. So both are really good solutions. Very important, as I told you, with the main challenges we have here, is to be able to know if the solution works, and well, let's say that it supports the wind loads that you're gonna have for the project. So this is very, very important. And for each manufacturer, either UNIVAC or K2, they have their own designing software. So you're gonna, if you're working with UNIVAC solutions, you can go to design.univac.com, and there it's completely free. You can do all the simulation of your project and be able to have the part list, the complete analysis, the engineering analysis of your project, and also get the things that I'm going to show you later, that it's a complete solution. Okay, and in the K2 also has its own free software that you can find here, based on .K2 systems. It's the same thing. You can do all the simulations you want to make, and get your complete analysis for the project. So what you can get from those two systems and softwares, it's that you're going to be able to see which are the wind speeds that these type of solutions are going to be able to handle. That it's very, very important. So you can change the wind speeds and see how the difference, how the ballast weights changes, and in that way how that can be Um, for example, changing the way the structural engineer has to work on the project, because you are gonna have, if you have more weight, maybe the roof can't handle that weight, or well, you're gonna be able to see those kind of interactions with the program, and to be able to take and to make decisions over that. So you're gonna have also the average pound per square foot of weight, and well, much more information that you can see over here. So you're gonna have, sorry, the layout with the number of bays. If you can see here in the squares, inside is the number of ballast you have to put in, and well, that is some of the things you can find here. Also the part list, as I show you, as I told to you before. In the base, it's almost the same. You're gonna in differences in the Unirac software, you're gonna find directly the amount of weight. This is in kilograms. For example, the amount of weight you have to put in each part of this of the layout to be able to handle the different wind speed that you're gonna try and you're gonna simulate. So very complete analysis of charges to see if the roof can handle the loads, to see if the structure can handle the wind speeds. So please, if you haven't tried them, are completely free. These are the links. I'm gonna send them next in an email, so you can make your own account and start working with them, because it's really easy and practical. So the three main challenges, as I told you, are completely gone. So the roof leaks, if you don't want to drill, you can do the project directly with the ballast without drilling the roof. You can have the right angle depending on the places you are making your installation, and you can also be sure that the wind loads that the project is going to handle good those type of wind loads, and you're not having problems of modules flying away when you have a strong wind. Okay, let's move on to the trapezoidal metal sheet roofs. These are, well, these type of roofs are very common in commercial and industrial projects. And in this case, we have three different solutions. Okay, we have, well, three different manufacturers with different solutions each other. The first one we have is S5. So S5 is an USA company that it's leading right now the installation of projects on metal sheets. So it's really interesting, their solution, because the idea of them is that you don't need a rail to install in a metal sheet. You only need a basis, as you can see here, a clamp, and then on top you need only the PV kit. So it's basically a very easy solution, because you have to choose the correct base, yeah, depending on the type of roof, and then on top you're gonna be always putting the same PV kit, that it's this kit as you see here. It's a disc that is the lower and the structural part, that the lowest part of the frame of the module is handling the weight. You have also the clamp that it's going to fix the module on top, and the bolt that it's the one that fix, well, that, yes, make this fixation directly to the basis that you're choosing. So for the trapezoidal metal sheet, the two solutions, the main solutions, because there are other ones, but the two main solutions are the Versa bracket and the rib bracket. So the Versa bracket is these solutions you see here, these bases. This one you can install in the valley of the metal sheet, in the bottom of it, or in the rib on the top of the metal sheet. Okay. Here, for example, we have it in the bottom, right here in the bottom. So that's the way we have it here in the image. And you're gonna be asking, okay, but sorry that this moved. Okay, but here is where all the water is going to be flowing. So why you want to put the Versa bracket there? So yeah, obviously S5 has thought about this, and what they make the solution is to put a butyl, that is this white gum that you see underneath the Versa bracket. This comes with the Versa bracket, and this is a gum. It doesn't get solid. It's always a gum. So what that makes is that it doesn't allow to be leaks underneath the roof. So you're gonna be sure, and this is ASTM tested, that you're not having leaks during the life of the project. So you're gonna be able to, if you need to go on the bottom of the sheet, you can do it, or do it on top that you don't have the water flow on the metal sheet. Okay, and the rib bracket, it's directly, as it says in the name, it goes directly to the rib. It fixes on the sides of the ribs. You can find four different sizes because there are different types of ribs, different type of sizes. So what it changes is basically the angle of the tile or of the metal sheet. Yeah? So the trapezoid, as you can see here, have changes, for example, in the angle of the trapezoid, and in this dimension here can be higher or lower. So that's what it changes on the rib bracket. Also very interesting here with the rib bracket is that you have this space that you can get all your cables and well be able to manage your cables really easy. You don't need to put an extra tube if you need, or well cable managers. You can do it directly using this space over here. Okay. So that is the S5 solutions for trapezoidal metal sheet. K2 Systems, K2, it's a German company. You maybe, if you don't know K2, you maybe know Everest. Everest is the same company as K2. The difference is that K2 is the German company, Everest is the American company, but it's the same. So the solution from K2 are well, is the mini rail. This mini rail, it's very, very interesting because it's a short trim of rail. It's only about 38.5 centimeters that runs from rib to rib. So you're gonna go from this rib to the next one, and that's the way it goes fixed to a roof. You don't need longer rails because it's only more weight, and it doesn't give extra strength in the structure. So you're gonna have this only this piece, this trim of rail, 38.5 centimeters, and then on top the clamps. So it's mid clamp or end clamp is the same, but this is really really easy, really really fast to install, and it's a really really good price. So K2 mini rail, it's a really good solution. We are working with them about a year, and it really works really good. All the clients that have bought this and installed this, they don't want to change this solution because it's really really interesting, as well as the S5. It depends on also in the type of roofs. Economically also there are some difference, but really good solutions, both of them, and this is really easy to install and to buy also. Uh, and from Unirac, we have the standard solution that it's the solar mount solution. It's rail, 4.2 meters rails with L foots, with mid clamps and end clamps. So this is the standard solution that you are familiar with. We also have it. It's really popular in the Caribbean because of the charges you have to manage there of the wind loads. So yes, we also have this one. If you need it, complete rail with L-foot and well, all the accessories that you already know and you already work with. So yes, you can also work with the mini rail and the solar mount solutions in the K2 and Unirac software. So if not only works for the RM or the SDOM solutions, it works for every solutions from K2 or Unirac. So feel free to make your project whatever the solution is with those two platforms and softwares. Okay. Well, this is the same as I told you before. Something that I want to make clear is about the warranties. This is 25 years warranty S5. K2 Systems is 12 years warranty. Unirac is also 25 years warranty. Okay. Very important from S5 is the logistics. As you only have these small parts, for example, a big project, 1 megawatt project in roof, or well, 5 megawatt on the roof, you can have it easily with not much than 20 boxes, small boxes. So it's really, really easy. A 5 megawatt project, for example, in Rails, it's almost, or it's a container, or more than a container, depending on the manufacturer. So the logistics and the price you pay then for installation and for logistics with solutions as S5, it's a lot lower than what you pay for standard solutions as, for example, Unirac solar mount. Okay, so that is something that you have to have in mind, that not only it's the price of the solution itself, of the equipment, it's also what it comes later, that it's logistics, installation, fast installation. Also, it's very, very good for you because you are well, paying less to the installing companies. Okay, so that's something you have to take into account here also. Uh, let's move on to the next type of roof, that is the corrugated metal roof. So for this one, the main solution we work with is the S5 Corru bracket. As its name says, it's for corrugated roofs, and it has two different options, or two variants. The first one is the Corru bracket that it's called the 100T, Corru bracket 100T. This one goes directly to the bottom of the corrugation. Okay. The same, the water flow, it's right over here. So what you have here, it's a butyl again, as in the Versa bracket, that prevents the leaks. Okay, so it's the same type of butyl. You're not having solidification. It's a gum that prevents completely the leaking. Okay, and if you don't want to go to the bottom of the metal sheet, you can go to the top. Okay, in this case, you use the Corru bracket 500T. No butyl in this case. You only have an EPDM that works perfectly for the leaks. Okay. Then on top of this, you go directly with the PV kit. It's the same always. The disc, the bolts, and the clamp. And very important here in S5 is that the disc has this bonding teeth. So it breaks the first layer of the frame of the module, that is the anodized layer. It breaks this layer, and then it puts well, it grounds all the string. So you don't have to put cable from one module to the other. Okay, so that's very important because it represents less investment, and also faster installation. So you don't have to worry about putting the grounding the complete string. You only have to use the structure, and then from the final module get your grounding cable. Okay, please, if you have any question, please feel free to give it well, to write it on the chat box, and also in the Q&A box. Okay, so this is the solution for the corrugated metal sheet. There are also a few new variants of these two solutions that are the PV solutions. Those are and well, have higher fixation point to the PV kit. Normally in the photovoltaic market, you need a bit more space from the metal sheet to the frame of the module, so you can have also that variant if you need it. Okay. The next type of roofs you're gonna find, and this is very, very, very normal, and you can find it a lot in the commercial and industrial projects. So mainly big projects. In this case, is the standing seam. You can find a lot of different types of standing seam. It depends normally on the country, but let's say that is not a difference between one each other. It's the same type of roof, and S5 has a solution for each type of these different standing seams that you can find. So in this case, what S5 does is using a mechanical connection. This is very important because you don't have to drill the roof. You only make a mechanical connection that strengthens the connection and strengthens the the forces that the structure can handle. Okay, so no drilling. You are not damaging the roofs. These are roofs that are very expensive. So normally the clients doesn't want you to drill this type of roofs. Okay, so if you in 10 years remove the project, the roof is gonna be completely perfect, no damage to it, and this is very interesting and very important for the owner of the building. Okay, so depending on the type of standing seam you're gonna working on, you can find the clamp that it's ideal for those type of standing seam. We work mainly that these are the most general ones, the S5U Mini and the S5MX Mini. Okay, these fit the most and well the most the most common roofs of standing seam you can find. And the same thing, you go with the S5U Mini directly to the standing seam, and then on top you put the PV kit. You don't need to use rail. If you want, you can put rail on top, but you don't need it. You have all the strength you need for the project directly in the metal sheet. Okay, so as you can see here, it's really easy to install, really fast. You don't damage the roof, and depending on the type of standing seam or roof you have, you can choose the correct clamp for it. So that selection, you can do it using the S5 resources that are on the S5 website. So if you go here to this link, I'm gonna send it to you in an email later as we finish this webinar. And then you can find here all the type of roofs, all the type of standing seams, and this is the way you can choose the correct clamp for your roof. Okay, uh, really easy, really fast. If you have question, please let me know. The next type of roof is the fiber cement roof. So this is very complicated roof. We have it a lot in Central America and in South America. On the Caribbean, I haven't seen this a lot, but this is very similar to the corrugated metal roof sheets. What it has in common is corrugated, is the same corrugation, but the difference is that these fiber cement roofs are very fragile. So if you try to fix something to this, it's gonna break. You have to fix everything and every solution that you're gonna use directly to the substructure, to the beams underneath. Okay, so this has no structural strength. Okay, you have to go always underneath. The main solution we have here is the solid rail from K2 with the hanger bolt, or also sole fastener, depending on the material of the beam. And the solution is as you see here. So it's basically the hanger bolt, that it's a long bolt that you fix directly to the beams underneath, and you have to drill on the top of the fiber cement corrugation to be able to pass this hanger bolt. So you drill the top, you go directly to the underneath beam, and then with this that is called the adapter plate, you can fix the rail and put all your modules on top. Okay, so it's a rail standard rail solution. We are 415 meter long rail, and The hanger bolt, as I told you, we have two different variations. One that is for wood beams, and the other one that is for metal beams. So depending on the type of the beam, you choose the correct type of hanger bolt. It's a 12-year warranty solution. Okay, so this is very, very practical. It has, that it's very important, an EPDM that you can see here that prevents the leaks to the underneath of the roof. Okay. Uh, okay, I have a question from Richard. Thank you, Richard, for the question. Will the flow of water from heavy rains on the roof be restricted with the ballast adding additional weighting on integrity of the roof? Can the ballast be fixed to the roof, or it must be only used with ballast? Okay, thank you so much for that question, Richard. Let me go back a minute to solve this question. Normally, you don't have, well, these programs don't take into account the water that it's gonna be on top of the roof, okay? Because normally the water can flow easily from the roof. So it's not a big issue in this type of projects, unless you're gonna have, for example, a roof that it's very, very not let's say not flat, that is going to have some bumps. In that case, you have to take that into account. But these type of roofs normally have a small inclination and small tilt of 1-2 degrees that gives the water its free flow of it. Okay, so normally you don't have to take into account that. You only take into account, as you can see here, the weight of the ballast and the weight of the modules and the structure. Okay, that is what you have to take into account normally to see if the roof can handle those type of pressures and loads. Regarding the ballast, you can put the ballast right over the bay without fixing it. The same weight of the ballast is gonna be able to get all the structure fixed and not moving. This is very important. If you want to fix it, you can do it. You can fix directly to the roof, drill the roof, and fix not the ballast, but it's gonna be the bay. Okay, so you can fix it and put over also the ballast, so you can have both things together. I don't know if that answered your question. Please let me know if that's okay. 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 Thank you for the question, Richard. Let's gonna move on again for where we were. So, well, this is the hanger bolt solution for fiber cement. This is not only for fiber cement, as I told you. It also works for corrugated roofs. For example, metal sheets that are very, very thin and that has no structural strength. You can also use this type of solution. So whatever it's corrugated or whatever you need to go underneath to the structure, because you see that the roof or the metal sheet that can't handle those type of loads, you can use this solution. So this is very versatile, not only for this type of roofs, but whatever you need to go to the underneath structure. Okay. Also, as I showed you before, you can do all the simulation of your project in the K2 system software, in the base software. And very, very important in this case is to be sure that the beams underneath, okay, that you can see here in this image horizontally, those are the beams, goes perpendicularly to the rails. In this case, it's very, very important because in that way you're gonna be able to use less material, okay? If you go in the same way the rails as the beams, you're gonna need to use more material because you will have to put more rails, okay? So that is very important, and this software has the ability to show that to you. So you can see the beams underneath, and then on top the rails that are in blue, and the fixation of the rails to the modules with the mid clamps, end clamps, and all the accessories. Okay, so same thing. You can also have the loads, the dead loads that the substructure is going to have to deal with. And in that way, you can be sure that this solution works for your project, and if the substructures can handle this type of loads. Okay. Um, then we move on to the tile roof. This is very also very common in the islands. I've seen it a lot, and is almost the same as the fiber cement roofs that we've seen before. Why? Because you can't use the tile as a structural element to fix the racking on. So you have to go again to the substructure underneath. In this case, you don't use the hanger bolt and you don't drill the tile. What you do is to use the hooks. So the hooks are, as you see here, are these elements that are made to fix directly to the substructure, to the beams below, and then go over the tile, as you can see here, go over the tile and fix directly to the rail. So there are a few variations from Unirac and also from K2. We normally have this one. This is the Pro one, that you can change the point of fixation of this part. It's more versatile, and the same in the K2 solution. So you can have this one that it's really, really versatile for the installations. Okay. It goes directly, in the case of the Unirac, it goes the hook, and then all the same equipment that you need for a solar mount solution. So you are replacing the L foot with this hook. Okay. So hook, rail, mid clamp, end clamp, module, and that's it. Okay. With the K2 system solution is the same. The hook, in this case, the same rail as you use for the fiber cement, that it's the solid rail, and then the clamps. Okay. So really easy to install, really versatile, and well, it's a really, really good solution. So that is uh, the big panorama, yeah, the complete panorama, the all the roofs you're gonna find. Normally, there are other type of roofs that you can find, but normally with these solutions you can install in all type of roofs. Okay, so what we have here is a short summary in a small table that you can have, and you can, for example, print, or you can have on your phone. And when you go to a project, you can see directly, depending on the type of roof. If it's flat roof, you have all these type of solutions, which one is the best one. For example, you have the metal sheet, you have the Versa bracket, you have the rib bracket, the mini rail from K2, the solar mount from Unirac. And then in this way, you can choose easily which is the best one for your project. Also, as I told you at the beginning, please feel free to write us an email, to contact us on our phones, via WhatsApp, call us, and send us some pictures and the layout of the project, so we can also make you a quote. And for example, if you don't know which one is better for your project, or the RM5 or the S-Dome, we can quote both, and you can see economically which one is better, which one works better for your client and for your project. And in that way, you can be sure that you are taking and making the right choice for your project. Okay. So that's all the webinar, all the information that I had for the webinar. Thank you so much for being here with us. If you have questions, please feel free to put in the chat box and also in the Q&A box. And well, if you need to quote your projects, you have questions about the solutions, whatever you want, please contact Felipe, please contact Jimena, or contact myself. You have here also my contact at the beginning, my email. So please feel free to contact me also, whatever is the case, and we can send you quotes and we can see which is the best solutions for your projects. So thank you so much to everyone for being here. We're gonna making a series of webinars. So the next one, I think it's gonna be in 2 weeks. So we're gonna be sending you all the information. As I told you, we're gonna cover all the equipment. So next time we can, is not decided yet, but it's gonna be between modules technology, or even inverters technology. So this is the next webinar we're gonna have. Please also, this is gonna be in our YouTube channel. So in our YouTube channel, you can find a lot of webinars. Most of them are in Spanish, but that's the idea with these new webinars in English. So you can follow us and see all the solutions and all the questions. You can solve them directly with our webinar source. So thank you so much, everybody. If you have questions, I'm gonna be here a few minutes to be able to answer them. And well, please stay safe and have a good weekend. Thank you all. Okay, thank you for the question. So I'm gonna show you here on the map uh, how it works. Here I have the map. So uh, for the racking, we have all the racking in Panama. Yes, all the solutions you've seen here are all in Panama. So the shipping from Panama to Aruba, it takes normally in transit days 7 to 10 days at tops, and 1 week of pre-shipping arrangements. So normally 2 to 3 weeks, you're gonna have everything in Aruba or in every island of the Caribbean. So really, really fast. We have really good inventory right now. Yes, it's really, really fast. You don't have to wait long lead times. We have everything in inventory here in Panama. If we don't have it right away, we can ship it directly from Miami, and it's gonna be almost the same, maximum 4 weeks from Miami. So really, really fast and really easy. Okay. If you, I don't know if that's clear. If you have any other question, Wooder, thank you. Okay, John, thank you so much for being here with us. Great. Please feel free to make other questions. Okay, perfect. Whatever you need, you can contact us directly, our emails, phones. Feel free to do that with Jimena, with Felipe. Jimena, for example, is the commercial engineer that manage most of the Caribbean islands. So here is her contact. Okay, thank you so much to everybody. We're gonna be sending you the invitation for the next webinars, and well, feel free to contact us if you need anything. So thank you so much to everybody. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.